thing that's different is now they can have one more counter since they're the ones picking first. They're gonna get to see what OG's two combination is.
That happened last
Oh
game.
wait, never mind. OG is first pick.
OG is first pick again, yeah.
Okay, I
thought
thought
for
one
sure
more
EG would
counter
try,
since
maybe
they're
get
the
first
ones
pick,
picking
but
first.
I guess they
they're
prefer
gonna
the
get to
last
see
pick
what
way
OG's
too much.
two combination to just take first pick here.
Yeah, it's weird. I was looking at this earlier because I wondered whether there were any teams that were kind of preferring sides because it didn't seem that way early on, but OG have picked or had Radiant 12 out of their 17 games, Evil Geniuses 11 out of their 15.
Do you think you go for the Phoenix here over the
Terrorblade? But OG
versus Legion, right? Because Legion's very good at punishing him, and this is a very pressuring lane with the Wisp Legion Commander already.
I don't know if you take
Showboats.
Terrorblade here,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's gonna get one of those two is gonna get banned out next phase.
It's their bread and butter, though. It's like,
But Phoenix,
Phoenix, though.
At least this looks a little better against Terrorblade, right?
Yeah.
You have the Legion nuke to just get rid of all the illusions. So
does that dissuade them? Is it enough to dissuade them?
They're thinking about it,
Yeah.
right? They're already going into their real time, so
this
Instead of
Treant,
reserve.
it's starting to become really problematic.
For some teams.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
EG also first picked it when they had the choice. That's why I was thinking like they might take first pick themselves so they don't have to deal with the Treant again.
Am I right in thinking that they haven't? No, they have one with it, haven't they? Yeah.
Crystal
they
Maiden,
go for
okay,
CM
not
instead.
the Phoenix. All right. Legion Commander and IO are a little bit better at dealing with it. And I guess now that they have Legion, they have the heal to remove Root as well.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
So
And
that's
Fire
pretty
Spirit.
good. Yeah. I mean,
Usually.
EG probably felt like the Legion pressure that she provides in the lane was just way too much for just to leave it in the pool again. OG might have just taken it in the first phase. And we saw Universe play this hero. He was absurd.
Both the games he played it, he went like just
Yeah.
completely
He
bonkers.
had like what, 10 dual wins in like 20 minutes or something? I
Yeah.
don't even know.
He was very impressive with that, and also his overwhelming odds usage. He was getting like multiple, like 3-hero overwhelming odds, and yeah, it's just a really dominant laning hero. I think that's probably the approach that they're looking at. Like Tree LC, that last game really hurt their safe lane so much.
So Ember Spirit, a hero that we talked about how it's good versus Io. He can have an easy time getting on top of him and stopping him from using bottles in the team fights. Quap from OG. Or sort of a respect ban there for Sumail, since it's not really considered a tier 1 hero.
I think it's a respect ban, and also like, pairs really well with the IO, right? Like this lane dominator, if IO comes to your lane, it can make it even worse on top. But yeah, probably good amount of respect for sure going towards Sumail.
I think the Treant Protector is also good because the mid lane matchup is a lot less lopsided. Like if Sumail does get a good matchup, he's not going to be able to punish Ana as heavily as he would normally because of the tree.
That's actually a really good point, because we did see the last game. Sometimes we do see a lot of these mid laners. It's like, okay, the other mid laner left my lane. I'm just going to pressure the tower. But versus a Treant Protector, you don't have that option when they do leave that. So I do like that you mentioned that.
Thinking EG are going to want something like a Spear Breaker here. A bit more catch as well. So that the IO can just teleport someone in. Spear Breaker has a lot of lockdown, synergize as well in the early game as well with the IO.
You love Spear Breaker. You're biased.
I'm biased?
Yeah. You always play Spear Breaker.
I mean, that hero is insane. Just the fact that it's in the game, how much pressure it applies, is so annoying for any core player.
Yep.
Yeah,
And that's what
I
you want to
agree.
be if you're a support player. You just want to be the most annoying person possible to any course.
Yeah, and they really they love the Spirit Breaker as
Yeah.
well, too, so. So banned out Puck and Queen of Pain. Throwbacks.
A little bit of Sumail hitting.
And like Theben mentioned in the last time, they picked Legion Commander this time, so they do have like kind of a carry type hero that can scale really hard in the off lane. So this time they are open to being able to pick a more spellcasting oriented mid laner rather than a hero that scales. But Puck does scale.
Unless they decide to take like Spectre or something for RTZ here, they still want more information as to what kind of strat OG is going for. So it's either RTZ or Crit hero. Sorry, not Crit. Zai's. Zai can also play the IO. He
Yeah.
has played
Yeah.
it already in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder whether we're going to see the Windrunner come out again.
Yeah, try and power shot some trees down, maybe find the tree and
You have used it in this kind of game before.
Rubik. Okay.
I think that's just a very safe, trying to hide their last 2 picks, but also you can get pretty good spells. Getting Living Armor, all of CM spells are quite good as well.
Yeah. So Zai. So what I understand from the Ruby pick is Zai is the one who normally goes to the offlane. So they just want to like commit the IO to the Legion commander in this game. So they're not thinking about like having another roaming support or anything like that.
Ooh.
So we can expect EG just to duel in offlane straight away with the first 3 picks here.
We've got Ana
Templar.
TA. This is one of his bread and butter. I think honestly, this is my favorite Ana hero. Like I love seeing him playing this one. He's actually very dominant on it in most of his games. EG picks up the Slark. Now they have. I like the Slark pick because they didn't really have any refraction breaker, and they have both refraction and tree armor on the side of OG. So Slark is very good to pair into that.
So these are 2 very high win rate heroes. They have a similar number of games. Slark is at 87% win rate.
Yep.
And the TA is at 78% win rate.
Oh wow, it's that close.
Yep.
Holy crap.
It's like these 2 are by far the highest, like, number win rate heroes for sure.
Yeah, the only one close to that really is Terrorblade, 71.4 before the last game.
Yeah,
so would have gone up a
and
little
it hasn't even played as many games as the TA or the Slark.
Yep, just 14 games on the Terrorblade. The TA has 17, and the Slark has 16.
Timbersaw. Playing Wisp versus Timbersaw is always pretty painful.
Yeah.
And Slark.
And Slark, yeah.
Oh, Slark versus Timber.
Timber with tree armor as well versus that lane, like Wisp, Rubik, Slark. He's actually probably going to be able to get something since he has the tree.
Yeah, I wonder if No-Tail is going to be the one playing that Timber.
That's actually a good call. He does play those type of heroes in the safe lane as well when his illusion heroes are banned out.
Yeah, like they already understand how the lanes are going to go, right? Rubik's going to be with the Slark, IO's going to be with the Legion, so they just want something that can beat pretty much the IO Legion combo. That's why that's what I was a little worried about when they picked this Rubik, that you're already committing to this strategy.
Do you think OG could go for something like an Axe here? Since the Enigma was banned out? I think
Why
it
not?
looks pretty sweet.
S4 Axe is really, really good.
Very good versus the Slark, good versus like Wisp, Rubik. Don't really do too well versus him in the lane. Gives him some more team fight. Probably possibility. Let's see what OG wants to ban out.
Yeah, they do want to have more lockdown available on OG's side. Since Timber and TA, they just can deal all the damage you can possibly want in a game. So an Axe could be very nice. There should be some other stunners as well. There's like
Centaur, Sand King.
That could be good. Who's a lane winner? Centaur, we've seen S4 play that. So it's going to be the Axe.
Yeah, I really like that one versus the Slark. It just puts so much pressure on the lane. And it's great, I mean, to catch him out of the Shadow Dance as well later on.
Yeah.
And like you said, yeah, they already have the damage on the side of OG with the Templar Timber, so this is just a great catching hero.
A lot of Sumail heroes banned.
Yeah, 3 previous bans, all aimed at Sumail.
Invoker's not a good matchup versus TA, but it seems pretty good versus the rest of their team.
And they have the Sunstrike set up
the-
for Legion.
the problem is
Does
they
it seem
can't-
like he can play that against anyone, though?
It's very greedy, though, with Wisp, Rubik, Slark,
Yeah,
Invoker, those 4
it
heroes.
can't be helped. That's the problem. They
exactly.
cannot help the Invoker in the lane.
Did he play Troll before on Sumail? I know you mentioned it the last game. I think it was Arteezy who played it, but it works really well, pairs well with the Legion Commander.
Maybe he might take like a Bat Rider mid.
SF?
I'm just throwing that out there because they have 2 carries already,
Yeah.
right? And you want to lane against a TA, that's Prophet.
Oh,
okay.
Death Prophet. This is such a good lane matchup, actually, versus the Templar. And
Okay.
it gives them the mid game as well, and it gives them objective taking, which they were really lacking in that last game. Oh, man. So it is the no-tail
And the
Timber, yeah, of
IO
course.
Death Prophet does sound pretty good. Yeah, she plays better when she has saves available.
Oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Tough one for
This
those
one's tough.
that have to predict, which is, by the way, you 3. Steven,
So if I want a game 3, which way should I go? According
are
to
you
your
trying
statistics?
to lose now?
I mean, I just want game 3. I don't care who I know what I predict here.
Okay. Well, you go. Well, production have picked EG for you.
Okay. EG it is then.
There it is.
I'm
Just to
going
help
to
you
go with OG. Every single game that... Or, sorry, EG. I'm going with EG.
Okay.
I-
That's all right.
I messed
They'll
it up.
change it. Don't worry.
Every single time they've won,
change.
it's been with either Alknog or TB. They don't have one of the 3.
Good point.
Logic right
Yes. No, it's absolutely true as well. Yeah.
Come on, guys, give me a chance to say it. All right. I was also gonna go with EG. I think their draft is a little bit greedy, but come on, give me a break. No, seriously, I really do like their draft, and yeah, I love the Slark pickup versus the tree and the tree and the TA, and I think they actually this time have Objective Taker with the Death Prophet. They actually fixed their laning problem with that pick.
Looks more like an EG lineup to me. Right then, let's head back to the National Palace of Arts in Kiev. It is semi-final number 2. It's game 2, and EG's tournament is on the line. Let's see how they get on against OG in game number 2.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the action coming to you live from the Palace of Arts here in Kiev. We're ready now for Game 2, Evil Geniuses versus OG. I'm Odie Pixel. I'm here with my boy Purge. We've just seen the draft, something a little bit different coming out from both sides. Definitely needed from EG after Game 1. And the bans as well. I loved it. No Terrorblade, no Naga, no Alchemist. Get rid of all that rubbish. Let's have some full man mode fighting. And that's pretty much what we're getting from both sides.
Yeah, the drafting was really cool by EG there. They couldn't ban 3 heroes, but the way they drafted completely prevented OG from grabbing a Terrorblade that they used so well in Game 1. And that last pick from EG, I think, was the perfect solution here. Death Prophet is a hero that doesn't end up being too vulnerable against like TA, Timber, and Axe. There's some issues there, but by getting tanky, by healing against your opponents, it can be useful. And the silence is really good this game against Axe, against Timber, even against like the supports can be really useful. So I really like the EG draft here. I think this is going to give them the advantage they need.
It certainly has its strengths in terms of that, and in terms of the pushing power as well, yeah, with that Death Prophet. And in a game that very much in contrast to Game 1, who's got the pushing power? Well, it is going to be EG. OG themselves, not really too many great ways of bringing down the towers. A lot of ways to bring down heroes. And certainly some very, very kind of good picks in terms of targeting, dealing with Arteezy's Slark, 2 of Slark's Nightmares in the mid-game, the Axe and the Timbersaw being the final options from OG. And definitely a game, though, if it does go late, Timbersaw potentially could fall off. Arteezy could be this big old brute. And the weight will be on the TA to carry in terms of physical DPS this game. So if they can deal with Ana, it's only going to be the magical that EG have to worry about in these fights.
I mean, there's always going to be Pure from Timber. I mean, there's BKBs and stuff, but I just don't even see Arteezy falling off. I mean, I haven't seen him have a rough game in a while. He'll have a tough start, but he's always consistently there in the net worth top farm. So I expect to see a very similar thing. Although there are such good counters between like Axe and Timber this game, it's going to be a little scary, but I think the big thing for OG is with their lanes as they are, they just need to be effectively pressuring with heroes like Crystal Maiden and with the Treant Protector. So that'll be their goals. And Zai is obviously going to want to aim towards just keeping people alive, getting favorable trades, that kind of thing. And instantly the sentry gets dewarded here for OG. So very good for OG's side. And no more sentries for them, so they will not know where the Treant is. Instantly blocks the small camp. And Fly starting off with a pull. So the tri-lane going well for OG to start.
Down bottom, looking to get a bit of harassment onto S4. It's actually going to be the mid lane where Samael with the outplay gets himself a solo. As soon as he hits that level 2 with the Crit Swarm and the Siphon, binding through that refraction and bursting him down. And that's huge. I mean, you already talked about how you like the Death Prophet pick. I mean, if Samael is going to have a start like that, getting first blood solo, it's going to be pretty major. And meanwhile, down on the bottom lane, EG unable to get the kill that they need. Arteezy, though, but he's chipping away at them with that early point of the Essence Shift stats, certainly punching into them.
I did not opt for a battle, or Berserker's Call, that is. And Arteezy with his level 1 Essence Shift actually got some really good trades off on S4, but there's a lot of regen coming on the OG side, and the tri-lane is still very capable, especially with Zai no longer having any regen items. So they're going to go for the pounce.
They're going to, S4 doesn't spin a few too many times, does have a few creeps on him. They're going to go in for the kill. Arteezy taking a lot of damage. Zai puts the Fairy Fire with the tether, heals Artor back up. The Battle Hunger will tick him down. Zai's regen, it should be enough to keep him alive throughout, and indeed it will. Arteezy as well with the salve to boot. So EG get away with a kill there, and not punished whatsoever. Still, though, this mid lane, Ana once again being forced back out of it. Samael keeping dominant high ground control over the dire side of the mid.
And in the meantime, Sumail's also going to bottle in Invis, so pretty much anything that Ana's hoping for is just going to get harder. Sumail with this much regen means that he basically just gets to walk forward and consistently break refraction if he needs to. Does minimum of 14 damage per second. So yeah, that's absolutely going to drain refraction. You just have to do 5. Really tough lane, and that's the downside to getting second pick. And the crazy part was that EG drafted it in such a way that they didn't want to first pick this game. So, just looking good for them.
Top lane, farm simply being traded here between the two solo laners for now. Universe and Notel, 17, 18 for Notel, and 15 for the Legion Commanders. We can see both being able to bring each other down low with the overwhelming odd spam. And obviously the benefit that the Timber has against a melee strength core. Both keeping themselves in the lanes and unlikely to be offset until a rotation comes through. And with Jarek's actually moving up there, Universe will certainly have to be a little more careful when he comes back into this lane now that there are two heroes for him to deal with.
He's definitely still very good at pressuring this lane, though. He's able to pick up a bounty rune that hasn't been grabbed yet. Anna getting pressured again. And at this point, basically, OG thinks they're not going to win the tri-lane. With 2 deaths now in the off lane, dangerous position to be in. And S4 is just going to have to play standard, hit up the jungle, and Fly prioritizing his levels as well. So mana pool is, at this point, what they really need to make this better. I mean, Anna's refraction is going to be broken so many times that he just needs as many of them as possible. At the least, he'll trade slightly better against Sumail, but I feel like there's no way Sumail doesn't just get out of control with farm this game.
Yeah, uncontested entirely, Sumail at the moment in this middle lane.
Fly with a regen rune is the rune grab, and S4.
Bottom lane, again, another kill here for EG. Zai and Arteezy, just this combination, keeping Arteezy alive enough to tank a few spins with the amount of regen that Zai provides. That's just huge. Getting Slark those early kills, definitely all lanes considered. EG certainly seeming to be the side that are having the favorable opening and favorable laning situations here.
They're trying for the mid kill. They did spot out Crystal Maiden, though. So Sumail instantly started walking back when they realizing his supports were coming. Played a little bit safer. Moves back, more aggressive that is. Moves towards Anna to try to get them to stay around, but OG kind of realizes what's up, and they're all going to get out of their lanes, going back to standard things. So this laning stage has been amazing for EG. They won mid.
Absolutely.
That seems clear. The tri-lane was won, forced OG to rotate out, and in the off-lane, Universe is having a great time too. He's level 5. He's got 21 last hits compared to the 35 of Timber. Obviously, he's slightly losing that lane, but by very little. This is just great for EG to start the game off.
Universe very, very close to having that level 6, and with that in mind, well, levels for Zai as well. Well, level 3 on the Eye, of course, getting involved in the action. He's having to split it with both Crit and Artur. Still, S4 has to be careful with how he hangs around in this lane. Already being killed twice. Still opting to stick around, make use of the side pulls, try and take what he can away from EG. And try and slow down Arteezy's farm.
He's still getting good levels at least, 4.5 right now. He'd love to take that stack if possible. But there's just so much threat from Pounce. And with the Rubik kind of close, usually he can't even go for an easy TP out. He does have one though, so if they spot that Rubik is somewhere else, maybe, yeah, they will spot Rubik's here, so maybe S4 is going to start playing aggressive, maybe try to kill the stack here. Yeah, he's going to try to pressure Arteezy a little bit here, now that he has some advantage. Instantly dewarded mid as well.
Yeah, Crit's kind of attempted a couple of times, but with the movement back from Anna, EG realizing that vision indeed was there for OG. The jump in, making another attempt. The tether heals. Arteezy manning with the stick charges. He's going to keep himself alive. And again, this should be another kill for the two on EG. Arteezy and Zai closing, taken down. And it's just, it feels like S4's just not ready to, or kind of, it's just underestimating how much this IO can do in terms of keeping this Slark alive. Normally at this stage of the game, there's no way that a Slark could go in on the axe because the spins just rip him to pieces. Yep. But Zai's sustain is just absolutely bang on.
Yep, he got quite a few spins at the start as well, but the magic stick just basically shuts it down. And even he had tree armor on top of that as well. I'm sure OG was expecting to have a pretty decent lane matchup. Slark's not the best with Dark Pack, but it counteracts what tree does. It means that Axe, if he's not able to get the kill, it just completely shuts down the value of the hero, pretty much. He's going to get a stack off maybe here, or just do the jungle. This is a lot safer to do, but Crit's here to split the experience. So even though he's going to get some advantage from this, ultimately won't lead in time.
They're going to look for some action. You've even got the wraparound from Zai, but it looks like he's already out.
Yeah,
S4 will get the distance.
When a Slark walks away from hitting the lane creeps, you can tell something's up, right? So finally going to the jungle. He has kept the supports busy. That's one good advantage. That means that though Anna's been pressured a lot, he didn't get ganked other than that one kill from Sumail. And in the meantime, he's just been in the jungle, jungling. It gives Fly some extra levels, some. Sumail is the Deny Master we saw last game. And No-Tail level 7. So it's going okay for OG, but I don't have a lot of confidence right now. Their net worths are getting really behind.
with the levels Sumail has, with the ult available. If he sees an opportunity, he could certainly go for just a straight-up tier 1 push, try and take an early tower. With OG's inability at the moment to really defend it with heroes, they can obviously continue to pop the living armor from Jerax, try and slow down the siege. But they're not going to look to throw anyone else other than Fly there, as you mentioned, just picking up whatever XP he can.
Level 6 on X now, not full HP. They just got to keep this tower alive, basically. If Death Prophet takes this very early, it'll be quite a huge issue for OG to actually find space to farm on their heroes. Some pressure on No-Tail top. He's actually diving, but now he's the one that looks like he's going to die.
No, there's backup coming in for EG. Sumail straight up with the Siphon, forcing No-Tail back. Universe trying to move in close enough. Didn't quite have the mana for a duel, and No-Tail will escape.
Does force the TP. That's the big part. Once Spirit Siphon used, but not the biggest loss. Instantly they smoke, but did they catch side? They didn't actually. He's going to have to stick back because of that. But if they can get a dual kill, that'd be a great grab. But it's got to be on Trian, I think.
No-Tail at the moment. Hasn't got any of the reactive stacks. Oh no, so he's got 6 built up at the moment. Let's see if they can fight through it. There they go, straight in with the duel. And indeed, he hasn't got enough armor to survive that one. EG, they'll move in for a second. So a successful duel and 2 kills here for the side of Evil Geniuses.
Zai played that so well. He's, oh, here, get this easy trade and get him down to half HP, and then it just set up for the obvious tether in with heals. So Sumail's rotation top actually does work out in the end. It just took a smoke and a little bit of quick thinking. So the advantage continues 6-0. This is looking to shape up to be a really good stomp in some ways.
Yeah, much nicer early game here for EG in comparison to what we saw in game 1. Sumail still yet to finding the chance to use the Exorcism. And look towards the tier 1. Top lane, there's going to be a bit of attention drawn towards Universe. No-Tail forcing him back out of the lane. And towards mid, Crypt actually entering pretty deep into enemy territory here, eyeing up Fly. Maybe seeing if there was the potential to get the telekinesis dragged back into a Crypt swarm.
I mean, I don't even feel like Fly's accomplished that much this game. He has given a lot of mana, but I don't think mana's going to win your lanes when you can't come to your lanes. Pretty much since the start of the game, OG's been on the back foot in that. But the one great thing they have going for them is living armor, though. And Jerax has been able to get level 4, so level 2 living armor is decent, but...
Sienna being chased down. Zai ready to boost them, ready to go. Jerax turns up, but the sentries drop. Jerax, can he get himself out of this?
Bash? Nope.
That would have been pretty sweet if it happened, but it did. Sumail will end up getting the kill. 7 for 0.
Not the first time Jerax has done that for a teammate. Now, well, I guess I'll suicide again so that you can live. And there's the ult coming. Trees back up, though. Got to get the armor on it, keep its HP up, but they're going to save it in case they need to use on an ally.
Well, No-Tail's turning up with the wraparound from the back. Anna has a DZ room for this fight. They'll do their best to try and push Sumail, Zai, and Crit away from the tower. Sumail just comes straight back in with the side for the crit swarm as well. Anna down incredibly low. No-Tail, look for the cut back. Ooh. The stun will be there in for the silence. No-Tail himself has to be careful. The ghost still out, bringing him down to half health. Crit swarm as well, forcing No-Tail to back up. But OG are protecting their tower here, and the Exorcism will be wearing off fairly soon. Trying to commit for the Zai kill, but No-Tail, in fact, with that commitment, he may just pay for himself. The silence again, making sure he can't get out. The living armor won't be enough to keep him alive. And EG will punish the No-Tail Timbersaw.
That was a big mistake by No-Tail, but on the bright side, it does buy them enough time. They delayed this long enough that the Exorcism goes down, and the tower is still at full HP. So they're delaying things, but that kind of feels like all they're accomplishing. In the meantime, RTZ getting lots of farm in the offlane. S4's trying to eke out a Blink Dagger, and that's going to make the fight a lot easier, because as you could see, it's kind of straightforward for Io to dodge that the Chakram. He guessed the wrong way. It looked really bad, but if they're disabled, it changes everything. That gives you guaranteed disable. You get them low enough, maybe you get the chop off, and then you have the mobility advantage. And then you can perhaps follow up and chase down the Death Prophet and kill her. But she's almost got Yules as well, so it's just going to get even easier for her to stay alive in some of these fights.
Absolutely. All 3 heroes at the top of the net worth on the side of Evil Geniuses thanks to these sort of plays. And with that pushing potential, they certainly can continue to just raise the overall lead that they have. OG, lots of methods to stop the pushes, but ideally not wanting to commit lives of their biggest cause in order to stop such progression.
Well, S4 is ready to go. At least he's going to have to sell his last tango goodbye. Worth the 15 gold. Blink Dagger's ready. And where will he go with the kill is the big question. No-Tail's sitting bottom. There's a great lane ward from EG here. That's going to spot the Timber if he pokes out even for a moment.
I mean,
and they smoke the backline.
Would be the perfect catch. If they can get him with a creep wave or with a camp in the jungle, they've got a great chance of cutting him down between these three heroes.
But with No Tail showing, they've got to feel a little bit of pressure, especially because S4 has been jungling heavily the whole time, and RTZ sitting in the trees that's the whole reason for this.
And here we go. It's going to be EG, in fact, that wants to make the go in, but S4 jumps out in return. There's the call for the reaction. Coming in with the relocate. Freezing Field will be dropped from fly on the sidelines. It's a good duration as well, but it's not enough to bring down EG as EG. They take two. RTZ falling over. He'll survive the Crypt Swarm to finish off the third. Sumail.
They were so ready for that one, and the one hero they needed to not get dueled was actually Timbersaw there. The CM's ulti did a lot of damage, but they needed Timber to get one, maybe two combos off during that fight, and he only got the last one, costing them all their ultimates as well, and the tower falls.
Fly did so much damage with that freezing field, but it just wasn't enough. That relocate, EG, it looked like they were prepared for OG to have backup.
Absolutely.
They were ready to just throw all their heroes in, and you can see here straight away.
The instant go at the same time, OG showing up.
And then bam, suddenly Zion Sumail in the neighborhood. S4, the living armor from Jerax, not going to be enough to keep him alive, and RTZ just surviving on the edge of that fight.
Yeah, I do sort of feel like No Tail's missing the mark a bit on his abilities. Maybe should have jumped to the right rather than going for the kill to the left, but...
Oh!
Okay,
we have it.
Kills
Anna
on the board.
with the blink reveal.
Yeah, that's unexpected because most TAs do go for Deso initially, but I think when you're behind like this, you can't just expect to sit back and farm. A Blink Dagger is a good move here. Huge pickup, and that was right before Energy Booster on Rubik as well, so Radiant's delayed more or less.
So now, we just set up in the mid lane. Universe is there looking for the duel, gets it off. S4 will come in there with a three-man call. OG looking for the follow-up. No chance to get the damage. There's the second dunk. Double kill for S4. They'll chase down Sumail as well, and they'll find him. Fantastic reaction from OG, instantly bringing 5 in, and this time around, they will be able to punish the duel initiation from Universe.
Man, the IO goes down as well. Did they relocate or something? I didn't even see the IO in that team fight, but instant turnaround there. The important things were Refraction being used on Templar Assassin, Living Armor as well after Refraction was gone, and the CM follow-up. Yeah. The Frostbite to prevent the Legion from right-clicking crucially to finish him off. And they get a huge three-man team fight, and maybe even the tower. Nope.
Have to put themselves away. RTZ will get the lead in onto No Tail.
Great chain there.
Up to the high ground. And of course the nice little bonus as well in that fight. We're going to see Anna with the an extra bit of dual damage. Yeah. Extra plus 14. Can make a little bit of the difference.
Especially at this point of the game. That's like that's a talent tree right there.
It is.
Slark, 15 damage. Why bother? Just get dueled.
There we go. Once
again. On that again.
So there was this lead in here, and then look, this perfect call getting all three.
Oh, that was amazing, actually. And he gets a chop off on the IO. S4's got to feel good about that one after the laning stage. Does waste his ultimate at the end, though. Got a little too hopeful there. He's trying to give me fantasy points. He's being a real bro. Huge fight for them, really.
And as you said, just so very nicely done at how they kept the TA alive. Living Armor, Leech Seed as well, providing the heals. Jerax just ensuring everything was done.
Even catching the IO on the call is big, too, because if he can't actually click his items, which he can when he's called, he's not going to necessarily heal. As soon as he takes any bit, his wand can't be used, his bottle stops working, his urn stops working, so just kind of a liability there. Even still, EG taking a tower in the meantime, but the safe lane for EG is also going to fall, it looks like. Anna rotating over, but I think EG wants to take 2. Level 2 Exorcism's ready to go.
Let's see if OG can stop this. Here we go, Sumail committing with the ultimate. OG may just let this one go, it looks like, for the time being, knowing that EG will have the full 5-man, and of course Jerax being scouting a lot of this information with his presence. So OG will simply leave the tier 2 for good, and in return, just look to make a trade down on the bottom.
Death Prophet's working so well here. Normally against Trion, we saw it last game. If you don't have really good tower pushes.
Look at this as well. EG want to fight him. Oh, Jerax with that overgrowth, cancelling mass TPs, and that's going to mean that RTZ, he's not going to have the backup that he needs. Has to be careful. Pots Shadow Dance immediately pounces down to the low ground. Will survive, but a very nice, neat little play. They did not expect Jerax to be hanging around with that overgrowth and making sure that EG did not have all the members that they wanted down there, and that will allow OG to get the trade, and EG unable to punish it.
Man, if they got RTZ as well, that would have been amazing. But they're not as good at just blowing towers up. EG is usually going to be able to do that faster due to the Death Prophet and the better heroes they have for initiating the team fight, but Great plays by them. Plus, how much economic damage do you do by canceling 3 TPs? That's like 150 gold at least. That's value. That's like stealing 2 bounty runes.
All adds up.
Nice play by Jarek. And he didn't die for that one. So I feel like the OG's within striking distance here. They can certainly still win this game. Not a lot of hero damage from Ana, but he's been in 100% of the kills.
He has.
What matters more? Let's be real.
And how close are we to the He must be
He's
very
got it.
close.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just thinking about getting a Black King bar now. Blade Mail's finish for Axe, that's going to be huge this game, actually, especially against Slark. If he can go and reflect some Dark Pack damage, maybe some Legion nukes and Death Prophet as well, that's a hero that actually does have a lot of trouble dealing with Blade Mails.
And this is such a great time for them to fight. No Exorcism. Deso and Blade Mail, as you mentioned, just picked up 2 massive items for this stage of the game, 18 minutes in. Straight into Roche they go. And EG are heading over. Exorcism back and available in 25 seconds, but this Roche may fall before they can get a look into the pit.
S4 is going to call to delay things.
Yeah, straight in onto Samael. They'll look for the Death Prophet. Universe comes in with a duel onto the CM on the sidelines. The relocate save out will be there. Taking away the dual target now back to the pit. Ana will take Roshan. Aegis has been picked up. Now looking towards Universe with the meld strike, bringing him down low. One more touch should do it, but the armlet toggling. And so Zai with the relocate back saves Universe, taking the Legion Commander out of the fight. Ana and S4 looking towards Crit. A Crit will be brought down, but at the end of this, EG, they found 3. They popped the Aegis. They'll surround Ana. Artesia a little early with the pound, so Ana will be able to jump out. May have got out anyway because he did have the refraction on, so unlikely they would have been able to get through all those charges before the blink off. But EG really kind of just playing around that and just some brilliant IO play from Zai with the first relocate saving someone, and then the timing at the end with the relocate saving someone else.
Yeah, that was amazing actually. I like that Sumail was also the one to go in the front. He's definitely tanky right now. His raw HP isn't huge, but if things got bad for him, just relocate him out, right? The big mistake that OG made though was that Ana miscommunicated what he should do in that moment. When Roche is that low and you're playing a TA, you got to get the kill. And he ended up leaving the Roche pit, realizing halfway through we're not going to kill Death Prophet, and went back in to finish it. Luckily for them, they got it in time.
And OG are angry. They want to fight. CRTZ on the high ground. They're smoked up. S4 has to get the blink call.
They saw the IO.
And there we have it. Jump straight in, and that is an easy pick-off. Anytime they get that call and there's no one else around to help, Arteezy just melts.
He died so fast there. Maybe wishing he got 10% lifesteal now.
I don't know if that would have saved him.
Definitely not. I mean, his HP is still at that point. He went for straight Silver Edge. Very stat efficient. It's great at breaking passives. The goal of this is going to help them kill Timbersaw, help kill Axe. But if he's getting called into Blade Mail and he didn't use Silver Edge first, he's going to just kill himself every single time. I'm sure Ana helps with that also. Amplifying the amount of physical damage he reflects to himself. And I think Jarex is trying to break out the speakers here.
Oh, it's a beautiful base. Ana and onto the tier 2. EG, no ways getting him off. Try for the deny there, Samael, won't be successful. But OG getting Ana to this point, top of the net worth graph. This TA being the absolute beast that this draft kind of requires it to be. You know, we said at the start how this is the hero that will be OG's big carry. It's all about the Templar, and they are getting the tools to build around it. Solar Crest, very close to nearly being done on Jarex. And once you're popping that on Ana on the front lines, it's going to be very hard for EG to deal with just how much damage Ana can get out before they have a chance of killing him.
It's actually been pretty incredible how TA's win rate has just skyrocketed during this tournament. I mean, even right before it, people pick this hero, but she doesn't always feel like she has the best win rate. But now she's being used as a pseudo tower hitter, and pseudo's not even the right word to say. She's really good at hitting towers.
Oh, she's brilliant.
With a dragon lance and all of the minus armor she has, and just the general raw HP, she's been actually effective at not getting killed. So now EG's kind of forced to be put on the aggressive. Sumail's still got a great KDA, and he's definitely ready to fight, but they got to take a good fight.
Let's see what they can find here. Arteezy to lead the way. OG grouped up behind the tier 1.
It's a very early smoke and a very early gem on Crit as well. They don't want a chance of losing this gank to just finding a Treant Protector.
I'll actually reveal themselves for the couriers kill. That may mean they don't find anything else out of this one.
I don't think it was going to work there. I think it seemed very clear that OG was suspecting something, so they play back for there, and at least EG gets the tower equivalent. Better than that, actually, right now. So OG will rotate to the top lane, push that out, go for that tower. I think the ward will scout them out. Yep, they'll spot CM most likely here. So they will know for sure that OG's rotating. The trade, I guess. Nobody gets a courier.
And that courier was worth a little bit more. That one had Samael's Mystic Staff on.
That's huge. That would have been Shiva's finish. That's like 45 attack speed reduction at this point in the game is actually massive. Huge snipe there. And not to mention just the AoE nuke control kind of thing. Break blink daggers, you can use it to guarantee that Aegises don't get their blinks off afterwards. Luckily, that won't be a problem for now, but 5 less armor. Sumail's got to be sad about that one. But very greedy to move the courier out at that time when the only other logical place OG could go was top.
And top they go indeed. Tier 2, another one under the belt of OG. As they continue to claim these outer towers with no response from Evil Geniuses. All Tier 2s down now on EG's side of the map.
That was some gold swing right there. 2 towers and a courier. That's like 3 towers, man.
There we have it.
OG's got the map control, that's for sure. And they still have a couple towers remaining. It's been a hard game, but the important one's up. It's the mid tower. It's 2 different TP points that they can come for to try to defend Roche. Whereas EG's entirely reliant on the shrine. So it's going to make it a little harder for EG to actually use wards and spot out where OG approaches from and where they're going to actually collect resources.
Universe coming up to the high ground, spotted out by Jerax. Does have Arteezy with him.
Gem not in the right place at the right time, so no kill for Universe there. Interesting on the armlet choice for Legion here. Definitely keeps him more survivable. Very good right click. Maybe better against killing the Timber Saw than a Blade Mill. They're instantly going for a kill top here.
Yeah, making a beeline straight for S4. S4 already TPing out of the trees. Unable to catch him, and S4 really, they have to get this Axel, do something about him in these fights. If S4 simply just is able to walk in and get a call onto Arteezy, it massively limits what he can do in this fight. OG have so much damage with this TA to fight through that moment in time.
Yep, that's their strength right now. It's TA plus Timber. If they can just kill one hero at the start of the fight, it's a game winner.
Arteezy, find the ward.
Okay, ward's broken, the sentry's there. They don't have the best catch. I think Fly's going to be the one that tries to initiate with Frostbite. Ideally, would help some guaranteed initiation, but they also got to keep Timber in the front to be the one that gets gone on by EG. If it's Ana, that gets dueled, I could easily see him get killed at the start of the fight. So they still have to be so scared on OG's side. And EG's buying all gank items pretty much. Universe with the armlet, like we said before, and now he's going straight into a Shadow Blade and possibly a Silver Edge afterwards. I was thinking maybe he'd go BKB, but the reason they're avoiding this is because there's enough physical damage that's kind of scary. And also, Berserker's Call still goes through it. One of the nice things about OG's draft. But it does counter the Timbersaw damage and the CM damage. Yeah. Oh, and they have Overgrowth. Like, it's actually such a tough BKB game for EG. Another reason that this Timber pick was so ingenious.
And the Silver Edge certainly going to help against dealing with the Axe and the Timber in these fights. Making sure that S4 isn't able to get those spins off and Timber doesn't have that armor build-up.
They do spot out the Observer Ward now. And Timber will go for that one here. You'd think he'd be faster at killing little pointy things sticking out of the ground, but apparently not.
OG certainly wanting to make this next fight work. Hotel, Bloodstone ready. Ana thinking about going on spell, but again, very risky to do so still. A lot of EG off the map, hiding behind that Death Prophet. And there's the play we're looking for. EG smoke up, ready to make moves over to OG's side of the map.
It was a good time. Axe isn't ready here. He's jungling. He's got Tranquil Boots up off the cooldown now, but his HP's a little low.
Oh, they know that people say, oh,
S4,
no, he's gone and looked for the rune, and he'll be punished for that one. Oh, OG, we know that they're a fan of using illusions to their strength, but that illusion rune costing S4 his life.
It may have seemed really greedy there, but if he did grab that illusion rune, think of the split push he could have done for 50 seconds. Those last forever. They get the Axe spin. He could have sent them to all the lanes, and it would have helped them know where EG is. But that one moment costing him heavily.
And costing OG the tier 1 tower at least as well. Maybe more, of course. Sumail still with the exorcism available. They could look to push on for a second one. On the high ground, Ana and Jerax there. In fact, Arteezy's going to walk straight into it. Has to Shadow Dance immediately. Zai's there to come across, provide extra sustenance. Arteezy just doesn't get the pounce. They're going to be Hurricane like Jerax out of there. Now the turn. Shadow Dance is already used. Arteezy dies in a matter of a couple of meld strikes. That's going to be the slug on. Sumail still with the exorcism up. EG thinking about fighting for more. Universe has your back up. Ana comes in. The meld strike, the damage ripping through EG. Sumail stuck and left behind, trying to heal himself up with the ghost and the siphon is not enough. And it gets the triple kill.
OG just playing that perfectly. They had one refraction charge left, so when the Yules hit the ground, it blocked the damage, which gave him the instant blink. And I think EG felt confident that they were going to be able to get out of there, but instantly jumps forward, kills the IO, and at that point, there's no safety for Death Prophet. Already used Yules. He's kind of fast, but Man, OG looking like they're just going to close this out. The early game was so good for EG as well, but a couple team fights and a couple small gank mistakes, and EG is in their base. No gem. The gem's completely lost here.
It's just a matter of mistakes being made by EG there. RTZ walking blindly up to the high ground, popping the shadow darts, overcommitting with the pounce.
I mean, who thought that Ana was going to go in at that moment? Why would you? I thought for sure this was a mistake to hit him, but look how much damage he took.
Yeah, and it's the first blink away from Ana, and then as you said, the hurricane flight from Ana.
Disgusting. This
shoving
was literally,
Jerax away.
That was all Ana. 100% Ana right there is why they're winning this game right now. Maybe not fully winning, but that small movement.
This was a bit over. They have the exorcism. They obviously still want to use it, but they've lost their slug, and it just kind of felt it was falling apart for EG there. The call to stick around and try and make use of the ultimate. It's like, did you not just see what Ana did to your slug? He rips your heroes to shreds.
Yeah. I think this is a moment where the fast Silver Edge may be a big mistake on Slark. It's pretty stat efficient, but it's so expensive to upgrade to this item, costing you, what, 2,500 gold? Maybe a different item could have kept him alive.
Smoke on smoke, another fight ready to kick off. Ice forward with the jump, gets the call immediately, and Ana jumps in, focuses down Sumail, Sumail's out. RTG pops the Shadow Darts, looking for S4, flying the silo though with a freezing field. It brings down the Leech Commander. RTG turns towards the CM, did manage to get 2, but OG they found 3. The Maelstrom, bam! Ana again with the triple kill. This Templar Assassin is out of control.
This is insane, and they're almost for sure going to get the IO. There's no safety nearby.
This man, I mean, Ana game 1, so much hate pushed his way. I think they set something off.
He got the TP thing.
Oh, did he time it?
He timed it. Well, I heard talking about that like 2 or 3 days ago.
It's so hard. I think it's 1/32 of a second you have to pull that off.
He timed it perfectly. Pressed it. That's insane.
Well, that's nice.
Good for him.
Good
One
for
less
Zai.
death. Only a 4-man wipe and a Roshan going to OG. That's a morale raiser at least. You got that going for you.
That could be the turnaround.
Our IO is so good at timing. One less death. But with Aegis up.
Oh boy, and Ana just about to pick up a Lincoln Sphere as well. How do you stop this man?
That's no duel. That's no Rubik lift. That's no Orchid. Whatever they want to use on this guy. I mean, you can break it with Spirit Siphon, I guess, is one great way to stop that Lincoln's. But there's a cast range perk as well in Sumail. But man, OG. They look so good today. Had some trouble yesterday in their series, but especially with losing game 1. I believe they did at least. And now it's looking really tough for EG. Like the game is going to get closed out soon. But they still have high ground defense. They've still got duel. They've still got relocate. And there's no blink yet for Jerax. That's going to help a lot, actually. If they do get a favorable fight, the only person that can jump in and possibly turn it instantly is Axe. So as long as they're not too clumped, maybe they can get OG super out of position and kill them.
And RTZ as well with the build, looking for the Basher, but it really feels like he's kind of 2 major items away from being able to get away with doing anything. He needs the Basher, and then he needs stats. He needs a Scardia search. At the moment, he's still just too squishy. The Shadow Dance duration is not enough for the duration the OG's able to put these fights on for. You know, these are fights that OG say, well, we can take them quick and fast, or we can out-sustain you. We've got so much AoE control.
And that's why the Tree Protector into the Axe pick is so good, because that kind of anti-BKB control just makes the game so straightforward. So RTZ would love to have a little magic immunity or disable immunity, but against Axe you just can't do it. It's not safe. You're going to lose at least 3 seconds of your BKB, and at that point all the squishy heroes have probably walked away, and pretty soon after that you're going to have to Shadow Dance. It would buy him time, but he's got to rely on ideally Dark Pact or a better initiation to go for those kills. So OG just controls the map so safely at this point. Axe has a BKB as well, so him getting his disables off are very likely. Not to mention they stole the gem, so it's like EG is just in this hole in their base. They can't get outside of it very easily. They could purchase another gem, but they don't even have much money. Rubik goes for a fast Solar Crest because he's just getting 2-shot from the TA otherwise. So he just has to throw Solar Crest on the guy that gets gone on, try to keep them alive. Ideally it's Sumail maybe, and then maybe they can turn the fight. They just got to survive the first like 8 seconds, and EG can win the team fight for sure.
It is quite a tall order though at this stage with how far ahead OG have managed to get themselves.
They did grab the gem. It's on Slark again.
Okay.
It's now 1,400 gold. I don't buy gem often. 17. No, oh god, 18. Math. 1,800 gold of EG's net worth now spent on gems. Half of that went to the enemy team.
2 minutes left for that Aegis on Ana. So OG try and do something here with these last couple of minutes. At the same time, EG will certainly be keeping count of that timer. And will be wanting to punish him as soon as it wears out.
I don't think that OG is going to overextend here. I think they're going to play this pretty safe. They're pretty far ahead. They're just going to slap tower when the Aetherlens is up.
Oh, Lotus Orb action here. Crit lifts himself up. No one going to be followed through upon. There's your blink on Jarek. So, as you mentioned earlier, another way that OG can turn these fights, getting that tree into crucial positions for big overgrowths to make the play. And again, Notel heads up to the high ground, attracts the attention. Again, just buying time and space for Ana to get the damage done.
What could actually be huge is if Crit can steal living armor, but Jarex is most likely going to be thinking about that, covering himself. And a couple more hits high ground. He missed quite a few in the last volley. Most likely the Solar Crest from Crit, I'm guessing. I guess Notail wants to be the one hit buildings. He's sick of this.
Oh, S4 looking for the jump in onto Arteezy, but a quick bounce out. Arteezy will be fine. They will manage to bring in the Timber very deep, but then Jarrett with a blink forward gets the 3-man overgrowth. S4 walks in with a BKB. The call. They've controlled Sumail. They're controlling Arteezy as well. The Shadow Dance will not be enough, or will it, to get him out? He pounces. Has the Shrine. S4 thinking about chasing, but he can't fight through the Shrine regen. It's a 1-for-1 at the moment. S4 with the call again onto Sumail, trying to drag him away. Ana comes back in with a one-hit. Zai will stay alive with the Ghost Scepter. Now the turnaround. EG. They manage to catch the TA. They'll pop the Aegis.
He's not going to have blink in time. So
be able to get him
very
again
likely.
here. Can he get himself out? Forces away. Looking to get himself up to the high ground. The sentry's down. Meld is not going to save him. EG.
Great defense there. Locking the Timber Saw down, guaranteeing he can't cast spells at the start, and OG followed up really fast, but a nice steal as well from Crit. Grabbing Overgrowth instantly. He saw the tree moving forward. He knew it was time.
Very, very nice hold. Indeed, 70 seconds without Ana now. We'll see what EG can get done in this window still.
So they push their lanes, maybe get some wards down, and wait for the turtle once again. But at least with the Aegis down, they feel more comfortable taking a fight outside their base. If it wasn't for Shrines there, definitely would have been a bit worse.
Yeah, for sure, Arteezy fell so low in that initiation. Everything having to be utilized to keep him alive. And again, we'll see it. The blink certainly from Jarek's catching him a little off guard.
The silence on two heroes was definitely significant. And because of that, they're able to throw him just a bit farther back. Instant overgrowth, but also stolen.
And look, they do get the perfect follow-through with the cool, but just not quite enough damage here.
Possibly making the difference in Arteezy living or dying there was the overgrowth. And with Timbersaw falling, it's time to chase, especially with another crucial silence on Ana in the backline. And when you're chasing like this and you can keep interrupting the Blink Dagger, it's just really straightforward and easy. Ana probably could have also escaped there, but hoping to get the Zai kill. Zai with a quick reaction pops a Ghost Scepter to stay alive. So not the best for OG, but either way, they still get the Tier 3 tower. That means when they actually all respawn and get control of the map again, it's Shrine Death. So still very bad for EG, but definitely getting some footing with that fight.
Arteezy, how's he looking at items after that one? Well, on top of the Basher, what, 2.1k gold. Will he be looking for that Abyssal? Which is going to be very crucial in controlling the TA. Not many ways to necessarily initially control after the jump in, but landing the bash and the Abyssal active. Obviously you have to work through that Lincoln still. Still it's going to be a bit of a nuisance. We'll have to rely on his teammates to pop it.
I really like the movement speed perk Sumail went for. That's the big difference in this game. Does Axe get call off on you? Do you see it coming ahead of time? Can you escape the TA? Like 50 movement speed advantage while slowing TA means that if they get into another fight like that, he can absolutely chase him down and stay alive. So I think Sumail's grabbing the items he needs for sure. Like you said, the Abyssals are a big deal though. Heroes out of position, start hitting the backline as the fight starts. All of that can really swing things into their favor. But even the OG backline is ultra mobile. I mean, how many Blink Daggers do they have? They have 4 Blink Daggers on OG's side right now. They can all just sit all the way back in the trees, wait till the fight to start, then initiate and use their abilities in a good way. Whereas EG's a lot more forced to play around walking speeds. Rubik especially here. Had to get Solar Crest first to make his cores better. Now has to get a Ghost Scepter so he still doesn't get killed. And then he's going to start thinking about a Blink Dagger. So EG going to smoke and go for a fight if they can take one. So it'd be okay if they had Blink on Rubik, they'd be fine. All right.
Straight away, Universe with the lead in. There will be a reaction. Jarex gets the 3-man overgrowth. Ana moving forward, questioning whether to fight this, but Arteezy's there with the wraparound. Gets the bash and the control onto the TA. They brought down S4. They'll try and get him out of there, but again, Crit with the stolen overgrowth holds back Ana. And EG getting the massive TA kill will transition into a tier 2 push. They may be even able to force out the buyback. He's down for 70 seconds. They're ready to try and go up to the high ground.
Yeah, there's the buyback. He's not able to finish his Monkey King bar now. Not even get close. He hasn't bought the first piece, and that buyback was literally just a function of EG making that great pressure play here. No Tail getting ganked now.
Oh, with the relocate, bring Universe in. Can No Tail get himself out of there? They'll manage to use him up, buy some time to control him right by the shrine. No Tail.
It's got to be careful.
Run. Universe.
They will duel eventually. Yep, there it is.
There's the control. Oh,
no! Huge mistake from Zai. They're going to possibly kill Universe now.
Oh no, he's been left alone in the mid lane. Universe down. Oh no, EG. Zai, he had some amazing IO plays, but just a bit of a miscall to bring Universe out of there.
Oh, what a crucial mistake by Zai there.
It cost him his life.
Just as the duel started as well, so that probably even gave like Timbersaw flying path, and he just starts walking over cliffs and stuff like that. Hope they got that in the replay. But Universe going down, it looked like a for sure Timbersaw kill. Maybe they would get him certainly low.
Yeah, I don't know if they would have been able to finish it because he is very tanky. But, I mean, at the least, Universe wouldn't have died if he was left up there with No Tail.
And now Roche is up. It's so difficult in these high-level games to play IO perfectly, but something as simple as forgetting to untether. He needed to give Universe movement speed so that he could catch up, but he just pressed it a little bit late. Maybe off by 1/36th of a second.
OG into the bit. Now will be the Aegis and Cheese now secured for them. Ready to go in again. We'll get the replay here. So I think it looked a bit weird because I swear No Tail, he was still able to walk up.
Okay, I think that's because if they get far enough away, it just instantly cancels it. But the kill on Universe on the back line, like Fly was ready for it. Yeah, right there, he knows.
Oh, you felt that.
Yeah, that was utter frustration. He knew what he did to that team fight. Cancels duel, guarantees gets Universe dead. But I did like that instantly after that moment of frustration, back to seriousness. That's really crucial in a game like this.
You've got to keep your composure. You can't be hung up about stuff like that.
EG is amazing at that. I mean, the way that they played last night against SG was incredible. Consistent determination, even in the moments where they had 5 buybacks and a lost team fight was going to lose them the game. Always sit in the base, make the right plays, and give them the highest chance of winning. And that's what they're going to need right now to take this. They're ahead in kills, actually, but they're not ahead in farm.
20 for 15, but indeed, yeah. Sumail and, Ana and No Tail leading the way. Sumail very close behind. Highest at the moment for EG, and does have the big items, Shivas and Octarine, looking towards the heart. With those 3 items, he is going to be a very beefy target for OG to take down. Even with the damage of Ana. And level 22 still not quite too close to the 25. We're actually going to see Ana probably be one of the first to reach up there. And I imagine in a game like this, do you still take the +3 refraction instances, or is the
Easily.
-30?
The minus, that's one of the easiest talent tree choices in the absolute game. If that was like 40 seconds, 50 seconds, you start thinking about it, but
30 shouldn't make it, it's not going to make a difference.
I don't think so. Doesn't super fit the play style as well. And even if the refraction defensive aspects get blown off a lot faster, the important thing is the plus damage as well. It's 80 bonus damage for 3 extra attacks. When you're this late in the game, your attack speed's great. It's worth it, by all means, to get. And you never know. Remember the Yules that allowed him to blink, to get the IO kill, to get the Death Prophet chase as well?
Yeah.
One difference sometimes, if the Death Prophet isn't there to use Spirit Siphon, it can absolutely change ganks and fights.
I'm interested to see if he ever does go back for BKB, because obviously a lot of times we see the strength of those refraction charges. This is when you've got a BKB to stop the magical instances that normally wear down it.
It's definitely an option. Ana's very likely to get dueled here. Blinks right into Universe, but they don't feel safe about it.
Yeah, no way I don't think the Universe can go for the duel, blocking the Lincolns.
I think it was because Ana blinked back to safety. It looked, especially with them being that close, maybe he was very afraid of them having vision. If they have a sentry there, they spot the heroes, it looks like a gank the other way. And that's not the kind of fight that EG wants to take. Looked good from our perspective, but from EG's, there's no way to.
For sure. And still with that Aegis in hand on T8. Very, very hard fight to make. And EG will certainly be waiting for OG to make the move up to the high ground with the trap. Out of the DD. They know there's a DD there, OG. That would be lovely for this high ground advantage. I mean, not that they need it. Ana still has a lot of damage as it is to hit in. But it looks like they may, again, just play it safe. OG very much in the position of comfort in this game now. And Ana will go back, be escorted to the double damage rune, which could cause some major issues if OG going again.
He's just going to farm with it, it looks like. He didn't even bother bottling it, which means they're not ready to high ground here. They've got to feel a little scared. I still feel like they might need a BKB, perhaps, on Ana before he's effective, but he also wants MKB. In fact, he's actually already out of item slots. He's got Hurricane Pike, he's got Linkens, he's got Desolate, he's already got a Diffusal sitting in his backpack, and now he wants to get an MKB? Like, how many swords can this guy hold, right? Staff things, whatever. But he's out of slots, he's got to start selling stuff. I'm not sure what he goes for, but maybe spend more money on expensive items.
He certainly got a lot of it to do so. 26,000 on the TA. And Hotel, now he's got that Aghanims finished off, so it'll be even easier for OG to keep these lanes shoved in against EG with double Chakram.
He's going to be really good at dealing with Slark as well, even if he's using Shadow Dance. The lanes continue pushing, map control continues. S4 is the one to look for Observer wards, and he's doing a great job. It's hard to kill. If things go really bad, he can always BKB, so making the right moves completely. Timbersaw almost 25 as well, and they really want to go high ground and hit buildings, but they're so scared of the duel. Ana's the person to do it.
He's going to start to chip in, start to get a couple of the shift stacks up, and make all the difference if he's able to build them up slowly but surely before any sort of fight. OG are respecting the high ground defense of EG, it seemed, even though they have the Aegis, really not wanting to make the risk and have the chance of any mistakes occurring from their side.
Seems like everybody on OG just has incredible levels as well. Even the Crystal Maiden just hit level 20, for God's sake. Opting for respawn time over the GPM perks. Seen a lot at super high level games like this. You don't mess around with a little bit of extra gold that could trickle in. The game might end in 10 minutes. You might lose the crucial team fight that loses you the game in 5 minutes. It's better to have the lower respawn in a lot of cases. Yeah, but finally EG deciding to walk a bit out of their base.
It is this timing where the Aegis on Ana has expired. 4 minutes until Roshan's back up. Arteezy looking to scout a little bit on the front lines.
Yeah, they're hoping for a little poke mistake here. Fly going high ground, they're going to instantly spot the new Observer ward. It gets killed. No response. One of the best things about the plus 60 damage right there, actually. 2 shots to war instead of the 3 or 4. Ooh, S4 almost going in, but Arteezy leaps back in just a moment, didn't like his position. And both teams almost perfectly understand who's out of position, who's not. And when that happens, you're going to see these slight stalemates, but all it takes is one tiny mistake or one player being ahead. And that's going to be the start of the fight.
I like this as well from S4. He's a long way away from it, but if he's able to get the Octarine up this game, you know, just having the reduced cooldown on the Berserker's Call is going to be crucial. You're easily going to be able to get a couple of them off in these fights.
Yeah.
And that's what the Catonian for our tour. Universe is actually going to jump forward. Always found 3 heroes. He will go for the duel, but Ana is perfect in position from the side to bring him down. Arteezy, he may fall as well. He pops the Shadow Dance. Abyssal Blade to hold back ready. S4, but he has to be careful. S4 comes in with the swing around, takes down the Slug, and they're moving in for more now. The Ghost Scepter will buy some time for Zai as he tethers up to the high ground, but he'll still fall as the attack follows in. Buyback from both Universe and Arteezy.
Oh, man.
But this Universe. S4 Axe just ripping them apart and punishing any sort of over extension, and Universe maybe just feeling the pressure to have to go for something, but it got turned on his head.
Yeah, he makes a crucial mistake, blinks in 3 heroes and a really delayed duel on top of that, and almost instantly he gets picked off by Ana right-clicking him, and things just went bad for EG at that point. The Living Armor actually making a huge difference for Axe. It helped him get his Blink Dagger off almost immediately after taking some damage, because he didn't end up taking any sources. Guarantees the Slark kill, and then Io also cleaned up by the Chakram's left over. Axe call.
S4 catches the little fishy boy. Arteezy's down for 100.
Oh, she's turning it though.
Look how big Samel is keeping himself alive. They do manage to duel up Ana. Ana will be punished. They manage to get the double kill. EG now looking to chase down for more. No tail. Himself back out of here. The heals will keep him alive. Crit now falling low. Leads Siege to slow him down. But Universe is there with the Purge to heal him alive. Sumail. Can he get more out of this? The Exorcism still up. Looking to fly. He's trying to hide in the tree line. Jarex as well has to get out of there.
Down.
Sumail's going to get another. Buyback will be there from Ana. Really wanting to get himself involved in the fight. They know if they can kill Sumail. It's going to be huge. Sumail healed up by the Ghost. No tail up to the high ground. They can't quite finish him off though. Still too tanky. No tail. Timber Chains back out. Buyback from Crit. They continue to hold the high ground.
OG's thinking about ending it though. They did buy back on Ana. That's the big one here. They want to guarantee a Rax advantage, and with Slark dead for 50 more seconds due to the dieback, this is the time. He can't get dueled though. He's up in 1. This is really dangerous for OG.
Oh, Universe is going to try and come against the duel. Can they kill Ana? They need to kill Ana. Can they bring down this TA? He's getting low. The left to keep him in place. They'll get him. Anna's down for 2 minutes, but they've lost Universe. 35 seconds they need to buy with Arteezy dead, but they've just brought down Anna. No TA for 2 minutes. EG should be able to stabilize this game.
Yeah, with them being behind, just a single kill like that on the Templar Assassin is a massive advantage. Gem's on the ground on top of that too. And Anna staying just a bit too long. That tower had like 10 HP left. He went back in for it, and it guaranteed that he got dueled. He almost survived with the meld to try to buy time, but the duel comes through.
Some big plays, big initiations from Universe.
Roshan up in about 5 seconds. Kerr's going to spot it almost instantly for EG.
Oh,
and
this is perfect timing for Evil Geniuses.
They have the heroes that can do this, especially with Arteezy respawning. So Arteezy will sprint across the map. They're most likely going to take this after getting some map control. But in the meantime, OG's doing their best to push out side lanes. They don't want to give EG a chance to take Roche for free. But this is the first time I think that it hasn't gone in OG's favor of the team fight leading into the perfect Roche kill. And that dieback there on Anna certainly going to cost him. So with the Aegis happening towards EG's advantage, that means they have the map control. They're going to be the ones that are going to be able to run around and try to bully EG into a 5v5. Is there anyone else that we missed buyback-wise? Just Slark, Rubik, I guess. You could die back on the Rubik if he gets killed again. And obviously, Universe Pain is deaths right now. So, good openings for EG against OG here.
Arteezy, the Aegis, Sumail. Back to base they go.
This is just going to be OG playing safe for a long time here. They do not want to take a team fight. They'll be happy to split push, but the duel, being able to grab heroes, is got to be terrifying for OG right now. They just don't have the best solutions.
And another great way for EG to save anyone that gets gone on. You know, Zai, he's got the cheese, tether, and a cheese pop. That could be a huge potential for turnarounds in these fights.
Yeah. You see the item Jarex has? He went for a sheep stick this game. A really cool pickup.
Do you like that instead of the Aghanims this game?
Yeah, I think so. The Aghanims will obviously control the map. He'd be able to farm with it really well, but it's not going to help him go high ground, that's for sure. There's going to be a lot of dead trees this game, that's for sure. So if he goes for a Hex instead, and he's got a Blink Dagger, and he's got a 15% cooldown perk, means anywhere Blink range, he's going to get a 3.5 second disable. And on EG's side, yeah, they've got press the attack, but if he can just blink forward and hex whoever universe whenever universe duels, that's going to be a big advantage. In fact, there's no BKBs yet on EG. This is an item that's just going to be valuable no matter what as the game continues.
And as you mentioned, EG maintaining this newfound control of OG's side of the map.
They've got Heart picked up too.
Really being turned on his head.
Thinking about pressure in mid. Sumail's got the +8 Exorcism Spirits now, so his ulti doing even more damage. OG's got a turtle. I think they are easily going to be able to wait this out, though. They still have a big net worth advantage, a little bit over 15K towards them.
Yeah, No-Tail, of course, brilliant for just pushing these lanes out.
Yeah. But this will give Arteezy and the rest of EG some very much-needed farm space. If they can get farm on top of their buyback surplus, then the next engagement they take might be an item that makes the difference. Silver Edge is what Universe wants to build. Could be very, very good, especially in the duels. Reducing damage output, even if it doesn't break a passive, could be the move.
Let's see if we're getting any fun level 25s around the corner. Of course,
Universe getting towards 25, that'd be a fun one.
Arteezy as well. I'm not necessarily the most fun. I mean, is Power Sleece going to be any extra useful this game? I mean, maybe.
It's not bad.
I mean, there's no BKB on the TS as such.
That was so close. And I think maybe what scared him there, was that an Observer Ward? No, I think he placed his sentry and then realized that he was, no, that was an Observer Ward actually. Yeah. He already had the sentry down, that's what happened. He did 100% CRTZ there. So close. If he gets that hit off, that's a dead Crystal Maiden, most likely. Pretty much for sure.
What's the play here for EG? Double damage down bottom. Certainly could be the ticket to getting something big done. Roshan, we'll see when that's about. Still, the Aegis being reclaimed. 2 minutes left on this Aegis for Arteezy. But with this double down, they could really make something big happen here, EG, if they want to go aggressive.
And Arteezy is finally going to build a BKB. Definitely the item he needs to at least make sure he doesn't have to worry about timber damage for 10 seconds. That could be huge.
There we go. Arteezy ready with the lead in. OG have left the base. As they clean their own jungle, continue to try and find the farm, whilst EG have managed to get the pressure back over the way that they favor.
So many good wards in great spots as well, so I'm sure OG has a gem. Yeah, they do. It's like Zai. Oh, it's Zai's gem. Okay. One of the benefits. They actually have another one in the base as well. I think what they're doing is just purchasing gems whenever they're off cooldown. Because, I mean, realistically, it's going to be a long game. And it's already a long game, 53 minutes. If you have that available, you put it on cooldown. That way, if you do lose 2 team fights in a row, you're still going to have a gem afterwards. So now that Aegis is almost gone, as soon as EG will back from this, it's time for OG to play even on the map again. Try to take the ward vision down that EG's grabbed. They do get a tier 2 tower out of this, a small advantage. But as soon as OG gets control of the map again, we'll probably see them being the ones that threaten the high ground.
What do you think about this as well? It seems like RTZ is still a little indecisive on what he wants to buy. He did have it on the BKB, as you mentioned, but now actually investing in the quarterstaff for the butterfly, so just choosing to amp up the damage output.
Yeah.
Do you feel he really needs a BKB, or do you think that he can pass by with just having the butterfly?
It's definitely past the period of the game where you're just going to get bursted rapidly. His HP is in a healthy place. BKB is still very, very, very counterable by Treant Protector as well as Axe. So I think his decision's okay. There's basically aspects of every item you buy that you'd protect against. They're just a little different. It's not always the best item. It's just, do you want to play this way or that? Oh, he gets him!
He timed this perfectly! The Aegis is just gone. Can they actually kill him? No. They don't have the lockdown, and now EG are looking for the turnaround. Anna forced away. But you can see exactly what OG wanted to do there.
Universe might chase. No, he's going to play it safe. Very dangerous to run into a potential gem, but that was Exorcism, actually.
Oh.
And because Death Prophet went for the movement speed perk, that's a couple extra seconds that it's going to delay the respawn, but he does have Octarine to make up for it. So that's 90 seconds from right now until Exorcism comes off cooldown.
That is pretty huge here if OG are able to push up. They're certainly positioned to stick around and go for it.
It was an insane catch from S4. Unfortunately for OG, not enough heroes nearby to grab him, but it's time to party. High ground. They don't even care about Aegis here. There's no reason to wait when they've got the Exorcism opportunity. And they've got 2 Lincoln Spheres as well. Fly's got the other one. So even getting the duel off in the first place is going to be even harder.
Oh, it's easy.
Double break. They're going to duel
the whole universe. Get the duel, but the silence immediately making sure that S4 can't get the call off straight away. The root comes out. Overgrowth holding back the side of EG with a freezing field as well. They've found 1. They've got 2. They've brought 2 down. They do have buyback to both Universe and RTZ. Are they going to use it? They're going to need to. Double buyback coming out. The initiation again, S4 trying to pull some out back down with the Berserker's Call. Yule's set up onto No-Tail. Have they got the control? There's the silence. RTZ looking to move forward, but the Lotus Orb's there for No-Tail. Removes the silence, gets himself back up. OG have forced 2 big buybacks out at the side of Evil Geniuses yet again.
They're going to keep going. They want to get some kills. There's another Shrine up, though. That was the first thing. The Shrine on the right keeping Sumail super survivable through Zai and his damage resistance, but it's time to pressure if they can get those heroes again.
20 seconds until Exorcism, though. So they do have to bear that in mind, OG.
It's a Slark and the Legion Commander. Those are the targets here. Slark just trying to break the Lincoln Spheres if possible. Had to use his Abyssal for the last one. It got the duel off and a great silence as well from Sumail, but ultimately too much survivability on OG's side and a great ultimate from CM.
AC just completed as well for Sumail. They're going to have Exorcism up there ready to go. Out come the Ghost, but no, the Taunt. S4 catches Sumail on the sidelines, but he's being kept alive by the Octarine heal. He'll survive. Jax has to back up, being focused by RTZ. That's the Treant down. Anna set up here by the Yules. Universe looking to grab him. Crit jumps forward, gets the zap down. They brought down a second EG. They're holding. No-Tail on his way out of here. Doesn't look like they'll be able to catch the Timbersaw. But again, a great hold from Evil Geniuses, bringing down 2. As soon as the Exorcism was there, they were ready to go, and OG just needed to get the hell out of there.
Absolutely. They're making the duels work, break the double Lincolns. It happens at almost the same time, and they instantly get that duel off. The Tier 3 tower does fall, but at this point in the game, I don't even think that matters. It does allow for easier sieging later, but now you just have to go deeper to hit those barracks, which means that all of your supports are in a weaker position. And we certainly saw it there. Arteezy was also able to hit the backline. He wasn't caught by the Berserker's Call from Axe. The Overgrowth was basically wasted because Arteezy used Dark Pact at the perfect time. And it just seems like the silence from Death Prophet is what's winning them fights.
It really is, Sumail. I mean, what's the cooldown with the Octarine? It's something ridiculous.
It's so small. It's like 3-second downtime. Yeah. Just constantly silencing people, and maybe a mistake in the Treant build. If he had his own Lotus Orb, he could remove the silence and get the ulti off when needed. But it costs them in that fight big time. The Hex is a great idea, but if you're getting silenced 3 men every single fight, that's better than Overgrowth.
And look at this crit. He's got an E-blade.
That's a choice right there. Cool pickup, weird item.
I mean, it's going to be great for saving targets of Ana. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Certainly Ana's job gets even harder. I mean, at this stage of the game, he's still got diffuser blade charges, to be fair. Does have 6. So there are still ways for him to play around it. And also, of course, just for potential nukes as well. Could get the finishing blow to some of these heroes. A lot of money on No-Tail. Interested to see what route he goes. Has queued up the Dagons.
On No-Tail? Okay. That's a great late game Timber Saw item. You do a lot of pure damage, but it's not always super reliable. And usually have Octarine Core late game anyways, so the best way to just up your damage is put all your money into an 8k gold item that does 800 magic damage on like a 6-second cooldown.
And certainly a way to punish these Ghost Scepter diffuse ethereal blades.
That's true. That's not 6-second, excuse me. 15-second normal, so that'll put it at like, what, 12.5 or something around there? Very good item to have, though. And he's got tons of spell amp.
And he's got tons of money to spend on it. RTZ, Butterfly, now complete. I mean, there was this portion where they were unable to push back in really hard enough, so Ana wasn't forced to buy back. So EG now, again, in a situation where 2 of their cores, buyback is still going to be on cooldown for quite some time. They have to be careful. Big items continue to be picked up by Sumail. Refresher in the bank as well. He is pretty much done with his build, so ready to fight. Double Exorcism.
That's good, and a lot of armor as well, so any amount of damage he takes, I mean, Spirit Siphon alone is going to keep him pretty full healed. But basically the window that OG exploited last time, just not possible anymore due to the refresher, unless they kill him.
They need to, I mean, in order to kill him, they really need hacks to get the cool off before Sumail gets the first Exorcism out. We saw in that last push, S4 was very close to. He jumps in, but just milliseconds after the cast animation was complete, so the ghosts were already out. And at that point, it's too late. No-Tail, jump onto the high ground there with the Silence RTZ, focusing Ana here on the side, looking for crit, but the evasion with the Sun Crest, keeping crit alive. RTZ continues to pummel into Ana, Fly with the freezing field, bringing Universe down low, being healed up by Zai. Universe will go down, though Zai cannot save the Legion Commander, out for 100 seconds. Zai down as well. Sumail, RTZ, and Crit need to hold on. They were without 2 of their members for at least a minute. They'll jump forward. Calls there from S4, and now with the damage from Ana, bringing down this slug, the Hex as well, paying off from Jerax. Slugs down for 2 minutes, Jerax will walk it off, and No-Tail and the boys of OG left to just deal with 2 members of Evil Geniuses, Crit and Sumail, trying to get themselves out of there. The Exorcism continues to do a lot of work. It needs to do everything here for Evil Geniuses if they wish to hold on.
He gets the overgrowth.
Oh my goodness, he's got to get himself out of there, but again, Jerax with the Hex, the control from S4, double kill for No-Tail. He's got a buyback, but there's nothing that Sumail can do to stop this. OG just wiping Evil Geniuses, and GG is called. OG will be making it to another major finals, Verge.
That's gotta feel so good for OG, especially closing that very difficult game out. It was tough from the start to the end, but they pull it through. And finally, EG leaving their base. The fight was so much more straightforward for OG. They didn't have to blow all of their big cooldowns. Jerax especially, I'm watching him that entire fight, wondering when we're going to see the overgrowth. He saved it for so long, and it wasn't until the very end, catching Sumail out of position when all of his support structure is gone.
And that Hex pickup, it essentially closed the game. Getting in, shutting down RTZ, that extra little bit of